Hello again, and welcome to the third screencast for CloudSpatial. In our last screencast, we added some point layers with a shapefile and looked a lot at rendering and how to manage services. And in this screencast, we're going to look at another way to add some layers via the database, and also look at polygons and rasterization and a few other features. So I have a SQL script that I'm going to add a table with. The table is called Sanctuary. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and now I have a new table. This is actually marine sanctuaries in Hawaii. And I'm going to go back to my admin console for CloudSpatial and select the tab for Add Layer from Database. So you can see the hotels layer that we added in the last screencast in existing layers, and I'll just select Sanctuary, and in this case I'm going to create a new folder, call it Marine, and create a new service. And for this service we're going to use map server since we want to see some rasterization. And select generate layer. Okay, so now my layer is generated. I can go manage services and see my folder structure. From here I can delete services or edit folder names. These folder names are reflected back in the catalog. So let's look at that. If I go back to the catalog, you can see, okay, now I have a marine folder with an ocean map server and a sanctuary layer within. So I'm going to add this layer to ArcGIS Online. And the first way that I'm going to add it is through the layer, which is going to bring it out as a vector. And I'm going to show the difference with this little network recording in Chrome. Okay, that's going to make a bunch of calls. Now I can click on that layer, and because it is a vector layer, I get automatic pop-ups within ArcGIS Online. And if I look at my network history, I can see that this layer is actually coming out as vectors through the query. So I'd like to show how we can do rasterization as opposed to getting out vectors. So I'm going to clear the result. And if I add this layer or add this service instead of the actual layer, I'll get rasters, raster tiles instead of the vectors that I got in the last case. So you can see that comes out in the export instead of the query. If I look at my network history. And within ArcGIS, there's no pop-up because we need to do an identify. We actually do support identify, but ArcGIS.com doesn't have the button for identify. So let's see how we can style this layer. You can see that I'm going to do a simple drawing style, and I get a little bit different interface for polygons. I get the outline and the fill. I've got a nice little color picker. So in this case I'm going to do a green for the outline, or actually black for the outline, and then a nice green for the insert for the fill. And after I click save and reload, add that layer one more time, you can see that I've got a whole different styling to that layer. So that's a quick look at polygons and how we do tile layers and rasterization. Of course, you can add point layers to a map server and get those out as rasters as well. So let's switch gears and jump back to the original layer that we added for hotels and show how we can do editing. You can see in the Manages Service tab there's a checkbox for editable. That means that I can actually edit this layer within the suite of ArcGIS products client tools. So I'm going to do that by re-adding that layer to ArcGIS Online. So ArcGIS Online makes it pretty easy to edit. All you have to do is open one of the pop-ups and just quickly edit one of the descriptions. And click close, and you're going to see the network traffic calls the apply edits. So, and I get an update results success, object ID 78. And just to test this, I might refresh this layer. And you can see my new data is persisted. I can also, if I'm in edit mode, add a feature. And you can see that's persisted when I re-add the layer again. There's my test point. So that's a little bit for add, edit features. This would work through all the client tools, including ArcMap and ArcGIS Online. So we've covered a lot in this screencast. For the next screencast, we're going to do identify, find, query, and statistics, and take a little bit deeper dive into the actual inner workings of how the Esri REST interface works and how we replicate that interface. Thank you.